You know, I've really come to appreciate a fine-tuned automobile this old. I always thought that old cars were just, a little stubborn to start, but when they're set up right and they're in a good state of tune and the engine's in excellent condition, you don't even need to hit the throttle. You just turn the key on. These are marvelous pieces of machinery. They really are. So the torque spec is between 65 and 70 foot-pounds. And we're not taking it there all at once. I've been working up to that. I started at 50 pounds, then went to about 62, and now I'm setting it at about 67 and a half. And that's where we're gonna end it. And after the engine's had a couple cycles, heated up, cooled down, a couple days driving, I'm gonna retorque all of these again. $105. That is a little bit better. The low cylinder I had when I first bought the car was number 2, if I recall. Let's see what it's like. It looks like it gained about 5 psi, somewhere around there. Maybe 5 to 10. Some of them are at 95. This one was the lowest. $100. That's a major improvement from where it used to be. We seem to be getting 100 to 105 across all cylinders. I'm happy with that. I like capturing cool stuff to share. So let's crank over the engine and see what happens when the fuel bowl starts to fill up. See if we get any fuel coming out of that inlet valve there. I didn't really expect it to start running, but I guess it's going to. Let's seal this up. Let's fire it up. That's cool, because it's gonna run. Sounding pretty smooth too, actually. She wants to go. She's excited. Of course, that always happens. As long as there's a line in the intake. All right, let's fire it up, see what she does. Wow, that was definitely the quickest start ever from this car. Sounds good. Smooth. I don't know if that's from the complete disassembly of the carburetor and we soaked the entire thing in the ultrasonic cleaner, rebuilt it, or maybe I'm thinking that's what it is. A little bit of valve leakage I had that I cleaned up. I don't think that was it. And it's running good. This is the best it started and ran cold since I bought it now. Definitely. So when I started this project, I think my biggest fear was the temperature probe. Honestly, I got about 100% track record of somehow screwing these up, the stock ones. I can get them out of the block, that's not a problem, but this is a gland nut, and this brass nut, which has the sensor in it, threads into the gland nut. And they seize terribly in there. And I didn't get it apart when I took it out even. I stopped. I thought, no, I'm gonna take the whole thing out, from the gland nut out. And then I've been soaking it literally for 2 weeks with penetrating oil. And I got a big wrench on here, and I got a tube wrench on here, and they're brass. And it just starts to round off the corners of the brass nut. I tried multiple times to save this. I just don't want to wreck it, but I think I've wrecked it. Don't do this, because I've done it now, and it seems to have wrecked it. I started to apply a little bit of heat to the gland nut here, just propane, not a ton of heat. I was kind of hoping I could, maybe if I just warmed it up a little bit, something would move and I could break that nut free. And I didn't take much heat to it at all. And this is ether filled. When ether somehow gets hot, it expands and puts pressure on the gauge in the dash. And that's how you get your temperature reading on the dash from the pressure in this ether tube here in this bulb. And my gauge is now pegged, and it's staying pegged. So this is probably toast now, unfortunately. I'm kind of upset about that, but they sell them every day, I think. I'll try and find another replacement, I guess. And I don't know. I may just put a new modern ether-filled mechanical gauge in there in the car for time being. This will take me a month or 6 weeks to get this in the mail from eBay. So if I can find one, and it's summer and it's hot here, so I want to record the engine temperature, especially with a little bit, I think, smaller combustion chamber. Although the compression didn't climb that much, maybe 5 psi or so. Might make a little more heat. It's hot out there today. It's close to 100 again today, so got to get a gauge worked in there. So humbling experience I have with these. All right, let's go for a seat of the pants power test. See how she runs with the new carb. guys, I am seeing a massive improvement in this engine performance. It starts so well, and even when it's cold, it accelerates so much smoother than it did before. It would buck a little bit. That's gone. On the high end, when I accelerated before, I just would start to hesitate a bit at the high RPMs. When I say high RPMs, I mean flathead RPMs, which aren't that high, but you know, it would just start to buck a little bit at high RPMs, and is it timing, is it points, is it condenser, all those things. I've been through all those things. The only thing left for me to troubleshoot really was just getting this carb cleaned out. I had done everything else, and now that the carb is spotless inside, wow, what a massive improvement. Everything's looking really good. It's awesome. What an improvement. What a massive improvement. That ultrasonic cleaner it just paid for itself in one I'm blocking traffic here. In one use, in my opinion. I don't know what they would have charged me to disassemble a carburetor, soak an ultrasonic cleaner, put it all back together again. Got to be a couple hundred, $300. I don't know, $200. Nothing's cheap these days. I think it cost me about just under 200 Canadian, so call it 160 or so American for the ultrasonic cleaner. Great investment. Buy one. He's never ran better. I'm so happy. So I think I'm gonna wrap up the video. There's no point in videotaping me installing the hood. I'll do that here later today, and start shopping around for a new temperature probe and gauge unit for my car. So making the car just a little bit better every time. It's been such a rewarding project. About a year into this car now, and I think I've got just about everything where I want it to be. It takes some time when you buy a used car to get all the little bugs sorted out. Probably be a little quicker if I didn't have, you know, a couple projects on the go, but at any rate, I gotta go. Getting everything I expected from this car now. Well, last year I said this after I found a bunch of issues with the car. I got through all of those, and I said I think I had the car running like it was supposed to. Well, this is better. I thought I had it last year. Never say never, right? I think I know now what this car definitely would have felt like when it was new. Maybe it's a little bit better than new because this has got a 251 engine in it. And I'm just very happy, as you can see, all of those things. You know, you buy a used car and it takes a while. It does. It really takes a while. I think all the things I found, the spring in the carburetor in the wrong spot, you know, the old points were done. Condenser, God, I found so many things. The fuel pump, the fuel pressure regulator, all these things. New plugs, wires, cap, rotor. You know, I set the timing so many times. Anyways, we're there. So, we're back home in Keith's Garage again. Thank you for following me along through my mini series here. Really enjoyed putting this together, and I'm very happy with the results. The channel continues to grow, and I appreciate all the support you folks give me. Thanks for following me along. Guess we'll see you in the next one. I don't know what's going to come on the next video. I don't really have any projects planned right now for my cars. But you know, when you have a couple of old cars, inevitably something's going to come up. So we'll see you on the next one.